All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Once again, my name is Juan, and this is Goku Guidance. Average looking women, they don't even respect average looking men. What do I mean by that? Just like you heard it, guys, like most women, like even the ones that are below average, let's just say that there's the average line. Let's just say that average is a 5 in the scale from 1 to 10. Even the average women, they're so full of themselves that they look at an average guy and they think that they're somehow above him, and even them won't respect you, which is crazy because there's a lot of those specific women. They're the ones going around saying, "Oh, I can't get a man. I can't get a good man. We're all the good men." Most of those women are the ones going around shaming men for not accepting them or taking them as their wives or girlfriends. But like me personally, I'm average. I'm not above average. I'm definitely not a Chad or a Pokey or a Tyrone. And I consider myself to be just average, maybe not below average. And I can tell you why. I just went for to go get a pizza with my son. We just went walk down the avenue, and I'm telling him it's like we're talking about this particular subject, and I'm like, hey, like your dad, you and I were average guys. We're not like the most handsome people in the whole world, but we're definitely not the ugliest. And he's like, oh yeah, well, how so? And I told him, as we're walking down the street, start looking at these people's faces. That's number one. Look at their face and look what they look like. Whether they're old, young, in between, my age, doesn't matter. Just look at their face, and you could usually tell. It's like, well, this guy's handsome, this guy's not handsome, and guys, like the bar hasn't been so low. Like you guys can, like, for real, like the guys that watch the channel, that watch this channel, you guys can go and just walk, just take a stroll down the park, okay, and just like literally like start analyzing people. Start analyzing people and look at everything. Don't sit there and stare at nobody. But like I said, it only takes, a couple of milliseconds for you to acknowledge that somebody's there. And you look at this person and you're like, okay, well, this guy has messy hair. He's overweight. His this, his that. And you can usually see is like, not to like blow smoke up your own tailpipe, but you can usually see, well, like me, for instance, like I eat healthy. I try to take care of myself. I eat a lot of protein. Like my diet is really high in protein. I don't eat no sweets, no sugar, no candy, none of that stuff, right? So and I work out, and um, I'm I'm just starting to do a lot of cardio because I'm not trying to get big or anything like that, but I'm doing a lot of cardio, and you can tell. It's like, man, like some of these dudes that you walk past in the street, you're like, dude, you're like 19 years old, 20 years old. Like, what are you doing with yourself, dude? Like, and it's like I keep saying in this channel, you don't have to be a damn bodybuilder to stand out. You don't have to look like Brad Pitt to stand out. Like, it's very simple. Like, all you have to do is eat right, exercise. Like, oh, like I can't do much. Well, then you do what you can. Like, if you can walk for like 30 minutes a day, do that. And that's really more than what half of like just the general population is doing. Like, do some push-ups, sit-ups, whatever you got to do. It's not that hard, because you guys, if you guys go out for a walk right now, And you'll see, you'll be like, man, that guy is freaking this, he's that, he's obese, he's fat. And like I hate to bring this into the equation, but you're like, we're above average. And then you look at some of these people and man, like, damn, dude, you're fucking ugly. And I hate to put it on those terms, but that's just the reality of things. Like some people are just not genetically blessed like others. I'm not blessed with like super beautiful genetics, but like I was given what I got. And me, like, you guys can judge me and rate me on however you want. Like, oh, that dude's below average. That's fine. I don't care. But I consider myself to be just some average person. And then it's like I'm telling you, you guys look around and you guys will see for yourself. It's like, well, that dude's like, I'm not telling you to rate people, but you'll see. You're like, man, that dude is ugly. That dude's fat. That dude's this. That dude's that. And most people are out of shape. Most people are they're out of shape. And that's just on the men's side, right? That's just on the men's side. We're average. We're average. And then you do walk around and you're like, oh, that dude is tall and handsome, and like that dude's got a six pack. That dude's like above average. And then you like, you you happen to walk by Brad Pitt and you're like, yeah, that dude, right? But anyways, we're just talking about the men's side now. The women's side, which is it's crazy because you'll look at the women's side and women like that are like just average looking women. We're not talking about beautiful. We're not talking about ugly. You're just talking about average women. Average women will not respect the average men, and there's a reason for that because women tend to date up. They will never date anything around their they will never date anything around their level. And they'll definitely not date down. They'll never date anything below their level. So most modern women like dude, you're average. Right? You're average. Like you should be like looking for an average dude, but no, they're looking for the pokies, the Tyrones, and they usually get pumped and dumped. And those women, they have the least respect for you, right? And then you go one notch lower, they don't respect you either because there's a delusion going around, whatever feminist movements going around telling these women is like, hey man, like you're a 10 girl, like you're over here, knowing that they're over here, but like these women are so delusional that they won't respect you. Look, like I said about my son, I was walking down the street to go get a pizza, and I'm telling him like, just like look at these people, look at them for a second, and then you tell me if they're average or below average. He's 13 years old, so he doesn't know anything about this, but like he's smart enough to be like, yeah, that dude's ugly, yeah, that dude's fat, yeah, that dude's he's not in shape. And then, well, what about the women? It's like we're walking by and this woman blatantly just like, she doesn't push me, but she just doesn't move out of her. She just does. She won't move out of my way. So I kind of had to like do this number, and she still checks me. She still checks me like, move, get out of my way. And whether the girl was pretty or not, she was ugly. By the way, she was big old ugly fat chick. Like it wouldn't have mattered. Like, hey man, like we're still all human, dude. Like you like I don't expect people to like respect me, but like like, hey man, like we're walking down the street and like we can clearly see each other as we're coming by. The least thing you can do is just kind of like like just move to the side a little bit, but they won't. They won't because they feel like that they're superior than you are. And then I looked at her. I'm like, man, like not only are you ugly, you have a bad attitude and you demand respect, dude. And you can tell like let's just say hypothetically, like if I were to get with that specific woman or a woman of that caliber, she wouldn't respect me at all. Like she wouldn't respect me at all, even though I'm personally higher in the scale that she is. And like I said, women tend to date up. They will never let they, women will never go and date anything that is not around their level. And it's crazy because I see it all the time, everywhere I go, on my job, everywhere, at the gym, ugly, ugly women. And like it's the truth. It's the truth. Like you can be saying here like, "Oh, no, you're a misogynist, bro, because you're calling women ugly." It's like if you guys seen these women that I interact with damn near on a daily basis, you'd be like, "Dude, like what the hell is she smoking?" I don't know, bro. You tell me. Why don't you go up to her and ask her, is like, "Hey, man, what are you smoking, dude? Like, why do you gotta be like that?" Like, and what's funny? It usually does come down to it's like, "Hey, man, like, who hurt you, dude? Like, who hurt you? Like, did your old boyfriend was he a Tyrone and he pumped and dumped you, and that's why you're bitter? Is that why you're bitter, and that's why you have plainly no respect for men in general? They don't have any respect for the average man. But if a Tyrone or a 7, 8, 9 came around, even a 10, they will damn near they will damn near do what it like they will do a 3, they would do a handstand, whatever they would do to try and get this person's attention, because somehow these troll looking women, they they look like the Shrek, the chick version of Shrek. Like they're really that ugly. They somehow believe that they deserve a man of that caliber, knowing that knowing what they look like. It's like, dude, you're fat, you're ugly, and you you believe in your own little head that you can get with this guy, and most of them, they're that delusional that they're like, yeah, I deserve that, and that's mine. And yet us average looking people, like, we get no respect. And I've been on semen retention for quite some time, for a long time, and they don't respect you because they feel some sort of way about you guys, or about us in general. But anyways, guys, I want to hear your thoughts. Go ahead and comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like. That way the YouTube algorithm can push this message out to more people. Um, Other than that, that's it for my part, guys. Once again, my name is Juan. This has been Goku Guidance. Until next time.